a good cup win.
Yeah, the atmosphere's. I like to think they're all good days in training, Dave. To be honest, but yeah, it's obviously it's competition that we wanted to progress in. But not just that, the manner of the performance. The manner of the performance was really good. Now we're looking to take that into Derby.
And when you look at the fixtures you've got coming up, you talked about you've got some tough games coming up. You said that on the back of Tuesday night. Obviously, with that semi-final on the horizon, league form takes precedence, of course, but you can have a lot of players who are going to try and catch your eye a bit over the coming weeks.
Genuinely, I think we just park it up. I think it'll be middle of February, which is a long way off, and there's a lot of football to be played between now and then. So, I wouldn't, like I said to you, we're playing Derby County at the weekend, which is a brilliant game for the football club. So, I wouldn't have thought the players will be looking too far past that, to be honest.
Okay, Will Goodwin scoring on his debut, obviously fantastic dream start for him. What attracted you to him as a football club?
Character. So obviously we've got good links at Stoke, so we're able to do a lot of background on him into the type of person, the type of player that he was. In terms of his profile, he's different to what we've got. He's 6'2", 6'3". He's 20 years old. He's got good physicality, a good work ethic, and he makes decent runs. So we think there are lots of raw ingredients. I think he's got the raw attributes, but most importantly, he's got the sort of character that will let us hone the attributes. And like I said to you on Tuesday night, he'll help us. He's not a silver bullet. He's not going to come in and be the answer to everything, but he'll certainly help us in the moment, and we think that he can develop into a really good player.
Already starting to gel with his teammates and get their respect as well. He gets an ovation as he comes into the dressing room on Tuesday night. That's a good start. Yeah,
I asked the players why. Well, he got an ovation when he came off the pitch, and I asked the players why they think he did, and they. I think he's willing. I know it sounds really basic, but he'll run around, he'll work hard, and he'll hassle a back four, which is a really good starting point for any player.
You said you want, I think, at least another body in through the door before the end of the window, at least one more. How's that progressing?
I think it's, like I've said to you a few times, I think we're a couple of different targets, a couple of different positions that we're working on, but there are lots of clubs after good players in this window, and there are lots of things that need to line up to get everything signed off and dotted, but everyone's working on it.
Back into league action this weekend. It doesn't come much tougher than Derby. Can you tell me about them?
What do you want to know?
Well, I mean, just looking at the league table, for goodness sake, it's they are a club clearly that can punch an awful lot higher and have done over the years.
Yeah, it's a massive club, and I think we've got to enjoy. Like I said to you on Tuesday, these are, we just had a look downstairs, and 6 years ago this weekend we were playing. This football club were playing Boreham Wood and Dover. No disrespect to them, but our next two home games are Derby County and Sheffield Wednesday. So the transition that the football club's been over the past 6 years has been phenomenal. And like I said to you, I think we've got to embrace and enjoy playing these teams. We've never ever played Derby County in a competitive game, so enjoy it. And we've had some big clubs come to our place, Sunderland's, Ipswich, Bolton's, and we've had some really good times against them. So, don't take it for granted, but enjoy the moment. With regards to Derby, they're in a really good run of form. 16 games unbeaten. You look at their squad; they've got a squad that is certainly not a League One squad. I went to watch them against Aki, and they were outstanding. I don't think anyone at Acker disagree with. They blew them away. It was 4-0, but it could have been out of sight in the first 20-30 minutes. They were good again at Barnsley at the weekend, and they've got a manager who's been there, seen it and done it. I don't know how it is, he's got 3 promotions from this league. So, I mean, that's a decent recipe, isn't it? Good squad, massive club, and a manager who knows how to get promoted out of the league. So, I think when you tot all that up, we're expecting a tough test.
Good stuff. That's all from me. Thanks, mate.
Cheers.
Wayne, as you said, a lot of moving parts, but do you expect anybody in before tomorrow's game?
No.
Do you expect anyone in before next Saturday's game?
Potentially, but I couldn't honestly give you a time frame on sort of where we are, how things are and aren't progressing. That's obviously, there's, Mickey takes the lead on that side of it. But yeah, hopefully I'm sure there'll be progress by next week.
There's one player in the Derby squad that you know very well. I think he was a young lad at Bristol City, and you were obviously one of the senior figures in the squad, club captain. So what can you tell us about Corey Smith? Corey,
yeah, he's a great lad. Did really well for us. Me and him played in midfield together. He's been playing right back for Derby, and he's more than capable of doing that. But again, a player that has, Corey's predominantly playing the Championship, and he's still of a good age. He's still more than capable of doing that. They've got a squad full of that calibre.
How clearly do you remember a goal against Derby in 4-2 win? A few years
ago?
Header.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it was a header. Great header as well. I don't know who the centre half might have been. It might have been. Wouldn't have been Ian Evatt, would it? Try and dig it out. 'Cause I didn't score. Scored a few headers, not many, but that was a ride from the edge of the box, and that was a good one actually. Yeah, cheers for that, John.
Last time we asked you about Lewis Freestone, Wade, you said you're looking about 3 months, but it was still a bit sort of, still speaking to specialists. Is that still what you expect? 3 months?
Yeah, he's had his. So there were 2 options. He could have had his. Yeah, I would have had to have his meniscus taken out or have it repaired. And obviously the better option he would have been back sooner if it had been taken out. But the better option for Lewis long term is to have it repaired. Unfortunately, they were able to repair it. So he's looking at about 3 months. But Gav tells me that you've got to be very, certainly in the early stages, you've got to be very protective of the repair. So Lewis there'll be no pressure, there'll be no time frame. If anything, if knowing Lewis, we'll probably have to hold him back, and we'll probably have to be the ones that protect him from himself a little bit, because I'm sure he'll be chomping at the bit. But yeah, good news. It is good news. Apparently, by all accounts, the repair was very clean, and he should be absolutely fine. So yeah, good news.
And one more game before Charlie Raglan's back, and I know you're obviously looking to get another defender in while Lewis is out, but Tom Bradbury's come in, started against Morecambe, played his part in Tuesday's win. How do you think he's done stepping up?
Yeah, I spoke to Tom after Morecambe, and I thought he was fine, but human nature, his debut, his full league debut, and he wants to get through the game without making any mistakes. And I thought he's grown from that. Against Salford, you start to see a little bit more of him, and he'll be better for the minutes. He'll be better for the minutes, and the more he plays, the more comfortable he'll feel, the more he'll grow into it, I'm sure.
Last one for me, Wade. You've rotated a little bit left wing back. Obviously, Will hasn't been back from injury very long, so you're probably building up his minutes. But obviously, Ben did well Tuesday. So, is that become a nice little headache for you there at left wing back, like you have got in certain other areas as well?
Yeah, well, hopefully you want competition all over the pitch, because it will drive people on. It should spur people on, but I think we've got it on. Funnily enough, we played Rotherham last year, and when Paul was there, and for an hour the game was absolutely nip and tuck. And then on the hour he changed his 2 wing backs, and it really got them on the front foot and gave them good impetus. And at the time we didn't have the capacity to do that. But if you look at us now, we've got 2 left wing backs. We've got Jacko, and Brumby's obviously played out there as well. So we've got the capability to do that ourselves now, which is something that we targeted, that we went after. Because physically it's a really intensive position. But now we've got 4 wing backs, different attributes, and it gives us, like you said, nice options.